This is In the Know for Wednesday, August 20, the 232nd day of 2025. There are 133 days left in the year. Good morning, MD, guiding you through In the Know at K105. On Litchfield's Country Station 1039 The Moose, live online at K105.com, via the Apple and Android smartphone app using the SoundCloud, iTunes, or Spotify podcast. On Facebook, on YouTube, on the platform formerly known as Twitter, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we'll update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. We'll have Where's Quacky, day number 13, and we will have today's water cooler question. 2 opportunities for you to win. That and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's BJ. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
Today it's you with the Yankees gear on. I don't
yes,
have Yankee
default.
stuff on today, but you have Yankee stuff on.
Yeah.
You spent considerable time last evening watering all of your plants.
On the front, yes. Mhm.
Yeah, but you've been over the last couple of days, been seeing everything gets watered,
Yeah,
etc.
I'm trying.
Because the plants cultivate positive energy in a home, a peacefulness and a calmness. When they're not taken care of, though, it does the obvious, the opposite. If plants are like dying and look like they're not cared for, then that brings negative energy into a home.
Uh-huh. Well, I can see that.
So-
The one that is bothering me right now when I walk by that's not positive for me.
Which one? The one we
one that you
discussed
asked me
last night?
about.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you had a casualty, didn't you?
Yeah.
He is a 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio News Hawk Award. He's the 2-time Silver Sound nominee, covering every corner of the globe: London, Budapest, Rio, Tokyo, and even Litchfield. He's Sam Gormley, and the sports. Morning, Sam.
Morning, Ralph.
How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
I just realized something that one of the cities that you cover, the Bureau, the Budapest Bureau, that may be where the Zelensky-Putin summit's going to be. So you'll be extra busy covering Budapest
Oh,
over
yay.
the
I
coming days.
cannot wait for that.
Are you excited? I knew you would be. Have you? I've not seen you without a hat recently. Are you oftentimes get a preseason haircut before you get into football season? Are you due a haircut?
No, it's probably 3 weeks ago that I got one.
Okay, very good. Do you get any type of anxiety about getting a haircut?
I don't particularly like it.
Yeah. Well, for those people who, there's some people that choose their hairstyle, and then there's some people their hairstyle chooses them, and I am the latter. But if you're like a middle-aged guy and you've been rocking a mullet since you were a teenager, it's possibly because you're afraid to ask your barber for a new style. 1 in 5 men get haircut anxiety. 21% feel nervous asking their stylist or barber for a new hairstyle, and another 23% have been afraid to ask for specific haircuts in the past, even when they really wanted it. I wonder if those numbers are higher for women. Do women get higher levels of haircut anxiety? I don't know.
I don't know.
I couldn't say. Cooler with less humid weather on the way for today. It'll be more refreshing than yesterday. We'll see partly cloudy with highs in the 80s. Calm weather to end the week. We'll long-term see mainly dry weekend with a taste of fall arriving on Monday. 78 will be the high Monday. 78 will be the high on Tuesday. And if you look at those lows, I think the Tuesday morning temperature is, let's say, 56.
It does.
And
Goodness.
then same for the next morning. So it's going to be perfect for the Grayson County Fair. In fact, by comparison, by the time you get to, say, Wednesday evening, when it cools off, you may decide you want some sleeves at the fair next week. So just be prepared as you go out. Partly sunny, isolated storm, a high of 87 today. We'll see partly cloudy, 69, and the overnight low, partly cloudy, 83 for the high tomorrow. We were blessed with a rain shower last night for about, 45 minutes
It
or
was a
something like
while.
that.
It got loud.
And it did get a little bit loud, but helped
I
the
would've-
lawn, helped the garden.
It would have been nice if that rain shower didn't happen at the time it did, considering that's when the old K105 crew was having to leave Grayson County High School. Not
yeah,
necessarily
it
the
is.
most advantageous to load equipment into a vehicle.
Yeah, that's right. And then I also noticed you backed into your parking stall.
Yes,
Did
because it
you?
was
Was that?
pouring rain and I was trying
Yeah.
to get all of the equipment out as soon as quick as I could.
I thought that probably made. I thought it was probably equipment related, but that
Yes,
does
because
not.
it
Yeah,
was
that's
it
not
was coming
presumption.
down. It was coming down good, and
Yeah.
I didn't really want to get it wet, and I didn't want the equipment to get wet.
I've been playing I Spy this
Hmm.
morning with Alea, so we
Hmm.
noticed that. President Trump said yesterday that he was interviewed and talking with Fox News on the deal to defend Ukraine. He says that U.S. troops won't be sent. It will be a mixture of European, Russian, and Ukrainian troops. He did say that because of our air superiority, that we may be lending air support, but we will not. So I guess it depends upon your definition of sending troops. Sending troops over the area, I guess, is a version of sending them, but not boots on the ground, according to the president. So we know that. We know a little bit more about that today than we knew this time yesterday. A Grayson County man, newly convicted of multiple felonies, has been accused of dragging a woman by her hair in a parking lot and knocking her unconscious. This incident happened Sunday night about 10 o'clock. The LPD and GCSO responded to a report of a burglary in progress. Officers were told that the victim had to keep the intruder out of their home, screwed the front door shut, and knew the suspect, according to the arrest citation. 29-year-old Ronnie Johnson of Clarkson was walking in a parking lot away from the scene, was detained by police. The victim described a very vicious assault and threats being issued from Johnson. The victim also informed police that Johnson had threatened to cut her head off with a machete, etc. So extremely detailed and vicious. He was arrested and charged with attempted second-degree burglary and fourth-degree assault, lodged in the Grayson County Detention Center, already on parole, already recently convicted of various things and all those charges and cases. You can read at K105.com. Sheriff Chaffins spotted and collared a Caneyville woman wanted for absconding from parole. This happened yesterday morning about 7:15. As he was on patrol on Shrewsbury Road, he spotted 42-year-old Katrina Holderman walking along the side of the road. He said that he recognized her as potentially having a warrant, and he was confirmed a warrant from Edmonson County. She was arrested and lodged in the Grayson County Detention Center before being transferred to the Hart County Jail, which is where the facility that Edmonson County uses. A Butler County man has been busted with over an ounce of methamphetamine, Xanax, and marijuana. 32-year-old Benjamin Embry of Morgantown was arrested by the Bowling Green Police Department Saturday morning following a traffic stop. Police conducted a traffic stop on Embry for not wearing a seatbelt near the intersection of Rochester and Madison Streets. Officers learned he had 11 active arrest warrants during that stop, and he was taken into custody. Governor Beshear announced yesterday that production of electric vehicle batteries officially began in Glendale at the Blue Oval SK Battery Park, which is the largest economic investment and jobs announcement in state history, if it all comes to fruition as planned. The production milestone comes after the 2021, it was September of 2021, so almost 4 years ago. The governor and leaders celebrated the $5.8 billion investment by Ford Motor Company and SK that is set to create 5,000 jobs, 1,450 of which now have been filled. So I guess they will add as production ramps up. I don't see the detail in the story, but I think, historically, the first one to roll off the line usually gets set aside or designated or gets some, goes in a museum or something. I don't know. Maybe they put it in the governor's car. I don't know. But sounds like batteries are being made in Glendale today, about 4 years after it was announced that facility would be coming to southern Hardin County. We do know what the new area code is going to be for the overlay of what we now know as the 502 area, the new area code that will be assigned to the north central area of Kentucky will be 761. 761 will be added into the 502 area. No one in the 270 is going to be impacted by that in any way. Lexington Mayor Linda Gordon and other local officials and representatives from Lockheed Martin were in Lexington on Monday to celebrate the grand opening of a new facility on UK's Coldstream Research Campus. It's on the north side of town there, adding up to 70 full-time jobs to the community. The defense sector's growing demand for innovative engineering and manufacturing solutions has led to the establishment of Lockheed Martin's new facility. With over 15 years of collaboration in Kentucky, Lockheed Martin, which is a global defense technology company, has more than 1,500 employees in the state, working to meet the needs of global security customers and to support their critical missions around the world. I think this has kind of quietly become a large employment sector in the Commonwealth. When you hear Governor Beshear talk over the years about things that Kentucky excels in and what industries, you hear them talk about aerospace, and you go, aerospace? What do we have to do with aerospace? Specifically talking about Lockheed Martin. And 1,500 employees in the state. You think about, we just talked about 1,500 people are working in Glendale today at Blue Oval SK, and Lockheed Martin has a total of 1,500, and it looks like they're adding about 40 more. Samuel, you discussed, you mentioned you all were vamoosing from Grayson County High School last night during the rain shower. I guess that was in the 8 o'clock hour. You were on campus for Grayson County Lady Cougar Volleyball. Is that correct?
Yes. Good night to be a Lady Cougar as well. They swept Hancock County last night, so they're now 1-1 on the season. That was their home opener, so it was always good to get back in there. It was first time seeing the new gym floor and some of the new painting that they've done in there. Hung up some new, like they got a big Cougar Den graphic now, and it looks really good in there.
Did it feel good to knock the rust off and kind of exercise your muscles a little bit that might have atrophied over the summer?
Yeah, it's a little weird. You got to get used to it. That's one of the positives to doing a game before Friday night.
Yeah, because you got to be in peak form when.
Oh yeah, for Tobacco Boat. Oh yeah, for sure.
Basically, it's the equivalent of having the Daytona 500 as your first race of the season. You
Get
out there.
You got to get the Bud Shootout or whatever they call it. Isn't that what it was?
Yeah, something like that. The Twins or something. I don't know. Did learn today that John Wall, 5-time All-Star, played 1 year at Kentucky. He was the SEC Player of the Year. He was the SEC Freshman of the Year. As I mentioned, he's been an All-Star 5 times, played with the Wizards for most of his career, is retiring after 11 NBA seasons. He's been truly influential over the last decade, and he singularly probably kicked off the John Calipari era and fueled the success over the next probably 10 years of the program, something like that.
Yeah, because it's been over 15 years since he played at Kentucky.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a long time, but he is going to retire. He got an early start in the NBA, so he's still a young man, but he hasn't been around Kentucky for about 15 years, but I believe he stayed in contact with the school, people around Lexington, so that's very good. We got to get to a break. We will come back. We have day number 13 of Where's Quacky. We will figure out where Quacky spent the day yesterday, where he's spending the day today, and you could be the latest winner. Coming up, you're on In the Know.
At Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield, Dr. Priyank Chauhan provides compassionate care for adults and seniors. Board certified in internal and geriatric medicine, he's dedicated to managing chronic conditions, preserving independence, and enhancing the quality of life. Proudly serving Grayson County because your health matters. Schedule today. Call Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield at 270-259-8888.
Today, successful small businesses are lean, portable, and focused. If you're running your own business, you need to stay in tune to your customers, vendors, and employees. That doesn't leave much time for processing payroll and reporting, much less the overall performance of your business. The firm of Buckles, Travis, and Hart has a full offering of services for small businesses. Payroll processing, tax and liability, unemployment, and financial reporting, just to name a few. Think of them like a built-in business manager, but they don't get sick and they don't ask for time off. Call or contact today to help get your business focused across the board. Buckles, Travis, and Hart, 270-259-5604, GraysonCPAs.com.
Get ready, Kentucky. It's the Highland Farms Country Fest 2025, starring Sam Hunt and Brantley Gilbert. Labor Day weekend, August 29th and 30th in Elizabethtown. Plus, Tyler Hubbard, Mitchell Tenpenny, Tucker Wetmore, Ashley Cook, and just added Lauren Elena, the Marshall Tucker Band, and more. The Highland Farms Country Fest 2025, Labor Day weekend, August 29th and 30th in Elizabethtown. Get info and passes at highlandfarmscountryfest.com. Tickets on sale now.
Expecting a baby or have a little one under a year old? Join us for the annual community baby shower, Thursday, September 11th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Center on Main in Litchfield. You'll meet local vendors and community partners, get expert answers to your parenting questions, enjoy door prizes, education, resources, and free goodies, all at no cost to you. Don't miss it, September 11th at the Center on Main from 5 to 7. Brought to you by your local health department, where we are working today for a healthier tomorrow.
Thinking about furthering your education? At Elizabethtown Community and Technical College, you'll get a high-quality education, close to home, at a cost that won't break the bank. Enjoy small class sizes with professors who take a personal interest in your success. Scholarships are still available, making our low tuition even more affordable. ECTC's Litchfield campus is now enrolling for classes that start October 20th. Visit elizabethtown.kctcs.edu to get started. ECTC, college for the real world.
Anthropic says its Claude AI models can now end harmful and abusive conversations. It will be rare, but the company says some questionable conversations will be stopped. It's more an effort to protect the moral welfare of the AI model than the human interactor. TechCrunch reports the latest change is currently limited to Claude Opus 4 and 4.1. It will happen only in extreme cases such as requests from users for sexual content involving minors and attempts to solicit information that would enable large-scale violence or acts of terror. Several top Senate Democrats urging President Trump to stop a deal with NVIDIA and AMD. The deal would allow the companies to sell artificial intelligence chips to China after they agreed to share 15% of revenue from sales. However, it's raising national security concerns for Democratic lawmakers, including Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. And OpenAI is relaunching a revamped ChatGPT-5. CEO Sam Altman admits the original rollout was bumpier than expected, so much so that many users complained the previous version, GPT 4.0, was better. Tech Report, I'm Mark Mayfield.
Today is Lemonade Day. It's Hawaiian Pizza Day.
No,
It's
thank you.
Bacon Lovers Day. It is National Radio Day. It is also Christy Buckles' 16th anniversary with Heritage Media of Kentucky.
Wow.
Oh.
It's been a hot minute.
Yep, 16 years ago.
Is that
And
why it's
I
Radio
hadn't-
Day?
I had never made the connection that you started on Radio Day.
Well,
It's-
nor had I.
it was not intentional by
Here
that.
I am.
But it's kind of interesting. So 16 years later,
Yeah, I got thrown into the fire, Sam.
here we are.
Don't we all?
Well, one of my very first things was a broadcast at Clarkson Elementary.
That's right. It was a back-to-school broadcast.
Yes, it was,
basically,
believe it or
wasn't
not.
Yeah, it sure was. Today is also day number 13 of Where's Quacky, but we need to spend the day first, wrapping up day number 12 on where Quacky was spending the day. If you didn't know this exactly, you probably had a couple of guesses. And just the quick glancing that I did yesterday, Sam, there were two definitive guesses.
Yeah, you had a
seemingly.
50-50 chance.
Yeah, and so I thought most likely that it's the dog park at Bevel Park,
That's what I thought.
just by the way that that's laid out. But it seemed like the Litchfield Animal Shelter was also a popular guess, and I thought, well, I've not been there. They might also have an area like this. So I don't know. What was the correct answer, Sam?
So you're both locking in Bevel Park?
Yes, I am.
That's what I was going to choose. That's what I would have, if I were playing, that's what I
You
would have
both
selected.
would have been incorrect.
Okay.
This is the Litchfield Animal Shelter.
It is the animal shelter. Well, I've been to Bevel Park. I haven't been to the animal shelter, at least in my adult life, so I can't say for sure. I didn't know, but the dog was a pretty clear giveaway.
Yeah.
So that would narrow it down to a couple different places. Rhea, I believe it's Rhea, could be Ray, Rhea Stillwell, is the winner. She knew that she was one of the people who correctly knew and was selected to now have a duck in the Ducking Hunger Regatta. Could win $1,000 on September 1st. Here's today's Where's Quacky? It's day number 13. This photograph appears on our Facebook page. Okay, couple of choices now. It gets narrowed down to
okay.
that body of water. All right, so that's a context clue for you. This photograph appears on our Facebook page. In the comments section, tell us where Quacky is spending the day.
You're going to need some be a little specific on this too. The body of water won't work.
It can't be
I know this one.
on the water. You can't. That doesn't.
Well,
that
you
doesn't
can't even
cut it.
say it's on the Ohio River, or whichever
Right.
body of water you think this is. You need to say specifically where on said
Okay.
body of water it is.
Here are a list of phrases I was studying this morning and seeing that these are workplace phrases that experts are recommending be retired.
Okay.
Common phrases that we probably use that have outlived their usefulness, their buzzwords, and their meaningless phrases. And one person says that jargon masks real meaning. Sometimes I think jargon is an easy way to understand something, so he and I might differ a little bit. But if we say, think outside the box, he says that's a phrase that should be retired. Okay. Unconventional thinking, look for a new way of doing this, view it from a different perspective. Are those things better than saying think outside the box?
I mean,
The problem is they say it's overused, and that might be correct. He says we should remove the word synergy because it doesn't provide any real specifics about what is being combined or how people are supposed to combine them. Okay, but if you said, all right, let's do these things, let's combine these things together, and when we do that, we'll have real synergy. Can you use it to describe something? I don't know. What to say instead? He says, being clear about what group skills or resources you are preparing to merge. Use more specific language like collaboration, team effort, working together, or joint effort. Or a synonym for those things would be synergy. Leverage. Leverage was originally used to describe the strategic use of resources to maximize outcomes or to gain an advantage over something or someone. It's become a catch-all term that lacks any specificity. He says use, utilize, make use of, capitalize on, harness. And if you do those things, you'll gain some leverage. Circle back. Yeah. Circle back is one that follow up, revisit, return to this topic, discuss again later. He says low-hanging fruit. I use that one quite a bit.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what I've heard
Easy
I've heard you
wins.
use, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Quick wins, simple tasks, readily attainable goals.
So these
He
are all
also
ones he
says-
doesn't like?
Now, these he says use those instead.
Oh, okay, okay.
Use easy wins, quick wins, simple tasks, or readily attainable goals. He says we should stop saying move the needle. Says it's become vague and overused. He suggests drive progress, achieve noticeable improvement, influence outcomes, or advance our goals. And then he doesn't like takeaways.
What's the replacement for that then?
He doesn't offer one. So I guess that's your challenge, to go find one on your own. Or maybe he's just giving us takeaways from the article. They said don't use the jargon. All right, so maybe that will be helpful. Maybe something that's more fun. Funfetti. Pillsbury is introducing a new Funfetti Spiderweb Swirl Fudge Brownie Mix.
Uh-oh.
Just in time for Halloween, Pillsbury will be releasing a limited edition Funfetti Spiderweb Swirl Fudge Brownie Mix that's perfect for the upcoming Pookie season.
Pookie. Listen, she loves Funfetti.
And a word of caution, these are not your average brownies. Each bite features rich, fudgy chocolate alongside a fun spiderweb design made from gooey marshmallows that'll delight guests just as much as they satisfy. Clearly, that was
I'm
taken straight
down.
from the Pillsbury marketing talking points. She likes Funfetti. Do you like Funfetti?
I'll eat it. At this point, I'm pretty much eating anything.
You
so
you made some brownies the other
I did.
night. Did you need a little? Did you need a little fetty to put on top of them?
I would have.
Yeah, didn't have them. Don't feed these to your dogs because dogs can't have chocolate. Correct.
Correct.
Speaking of dogs, I read this morning, Ozempic for dogs could hit the market in 3 years.
Okay. Well,
Is this what our world has come
I
to?
think so. I mean, we take them everywhere, right?
Some of us do.
Well, yes. Now we're, yeah.
So,
I mean, there are some chunky dogs out there if you've never seen it.
There really are.
but aren't there some other remedies for that? Like
Exercise?
you kind of control the humans are the one controlling the intake of the dog. You might have a hard time controlling yourself. I get that. I understand.
Have you tried telling Gertie that it's not dinner time?
Oh, so
Gertie
is-
knows when it's dinner time,
Yeah.
and she knows that I'm the one who's feeding her.
Gertie is not I mean, she can control herself. She is allowed to have kibble out all the time because she's not one of those dogs that scarf down.
If it's out, she eats it.
Right. She doesn't need one of those slow, the kibble
The slow
goes
feeders.
round and
Yeah.
round and blah. But her dinner is actual dinner. So it's served at the same time he eats and
Yeah.
it's
And now
she
she does get after that.
she does get after that.
She says it's time to eat dinner, and she eats. But I don't think we're going to be in the market for
No.
Ozempic for dogs.
No, I don't think
Well,
we are.
Gertie's not a very chunky dog.
Not at all.
No, she's not.
at
Because
all.
because why? Because the people who care for her make sure that she gets the proper amount of nutrition and the proper amount of exercise so that we don't have to consider paying for Ozempic for dogs. It's just first world problems.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be quiet over here.
Can you imagine going to some of these third world countries,
Oh,
right, and telling them the story, sitting down? So in the United States, we are so blessed, and in ways so crazy, that we spend money to give our dogs drugs so they won't be fat.
I just
They wouldn't believe it. They would say, "What? Goodness gracious!" All right, what else? Oh, myths about flight attendants that are just plain insulting. There are 9 of them. I don't know if we'll get to all 9 of them, but at one point in time in your life, you considered being a flight attendant.
Oh well, yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
And here's some things that maybe we don't realize.
More than considered, yes.
First myth, their main role is food and drink service.
It is not.
No.
It is not. It is ensuring passenger safety, managing emergencies, and enforcing aviation regulations. They are trained in emergency evacuations, CPR, firefighting, de-escalation, and even childbirth. If something goes wrong at 40,000 feet, they are the first responders.
Sure.
They're not really worried about so much about your coffee or your tomato juice or whatever it might be. There's a myth that flight attendants hate passengers. Expecting flight attendants to be happy and smiling at all times is unrealistic and based on misconceptions about their
I
role.
mean, that's like if you work in the service industry, you don't like them all.
Oh, absolutely. And I think people have a tendency to give as they get.
I mean, yeah, doctors can say that. I mean, heck, we can say that way. I mean, probably there's a couple listeners out there that we probably aren't the fondest of, but we still love them in their own way, right?
Sam at overtime.
Hey, I didn't name any names. I'm sure that there might be one that you think of, or 2 or 3.
For real? Over time, the pressure of being wedged between profit-driven management and passengers who feel nickel and dimed can take its toll. Add in the rise of the flight attendant abuse since the pandemic, and it's not surprising that some of them are not as chipper as maybe you would expect them to be. And yes, the brutal way that they're treated by people who are flying, I mean, they just, I don't understand why people act the way that they do. Some flight attendants end up wearing a callous, don't care persona as part of their uniform. And honestly, spending years trapped in a metal tube with the general public and some of their bad manners and strange travel habits crammed into tight spaces will leave anyone a little jaded. My guess is you get far enough into the career that you've seen it all and you're not close enough that you're excited about retirement. You kind of get into these, I got to go back and do this, because the things that maybe you got into the industry for to begin with maybe didn't turn out to be as glamorous.
Yeah.
Or maybe you've seen the world and you realize, you know, I'm kind of tired of seeing the world. I might just like to see my back porch. Another myth is their job is one big glamorous holiday. This myth partly stems from the golden age of air travel. If you watch the movie Catch Me If You Can, Leo DiCaprio, when he shows up at the airport and he's got all the, then they called stewardesses, now what we call flight attendants, but he's got one on each arm, and then they're echeloned out and they're going through. It looks like, oh, look at this jet setting. And we kind of glamorize that and have glamorized it over the years. But I think a lot of them will tell you that, you know, seeing the world is one of the benefits, but there are also some big hassles. And many crew are flying 4 to 6 sectors a day, seeing little more than the inside of jetways before collapsing into a bed at home or at an airport hotel. And then they have a quick turnaround. They get picked up, they go back, and they do the very same thing. There's a myth that flight attendants can upgrade your seat. That's not within their control or their purview to upgrade you. There's a myth that flight attendants are flirting when they're friendly. They are most likely not. The myth is that they only work when the plane is in the air.
Negative, Houston.
Yeah, they are working from the time that they report for their briefing until I suppose they walk off the aircraft. But they're paid about based upon flight time. So when you're sitting on the tarmac,
Yep. They're just as agitated.
they're just as
you.
agitated as you are, because they're not actually on the clock. They're working, but they're sitting there with
Right.
you, not being productive in any way. And that was part of the crux. You know, Air Canada shut down earlier this week or late last week for several days because the flight attendants went on strike, all of them together, and one of them was, it was wages and then time that they were actually working. They were doing things for the airline but weren't being compensated for it. There's a myth that it's easy to become a flight attendant. Some airlines accept less than 2% of applicants.
It is hard.
According
or it
to
was.
experts.
It was hard. I made it to my 3rd interview. Well, sort of.
There's a myth that flight attendants love to party and have a lover in every city. That is not true. One person said it can be a very lonely job, and she eats dinner alone most of the time.
Probably part of that, though, might be a choice, too. I mean, if you're around people all day, it's probably nice just to kind of sit there and not have to worry about anything.
I think what you'll find, too, is that you don't work as part of the same crew all of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So your legs of routing, you're working with different flight attendants. It's not that you don't eventually run into the same people, but it's not like a staff or a team where you got the same pilot, the same co-pilot, the same flight attendants, the same, the same gate agents, et cetera. It's constantly something. And so you don't necessarily have fraternization opportunities all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last myth is that it's a safe, cushy job. It's, increased radiation exposure. With the high numbers of flying hours, many flight attendants work to earn more pay, et cetera. So there are other risks and challenges that are associated with it. And then one of the tougher things that you have to do is sometimes you have to break up wrestling on the flight. A British couple was arrested on an EasyJet plane this week after joining the Mile High Club.
Oh, boy.
They proclaimed that they were going to join the club and commenced to going toward the lavatory to fulfill said claim. So the flight attendants told the captain. Captain radioed ahead. Police were waiting on the jetway when they got to their destination.
Oh, easy jet.
I had that same kind of, it's a funny name for an airline in this story, but so joining the club sometimes will cost you. I don't know how much it cost them, but you got to get to a break. We'll come back. The water cooler question is coming up here on In the Know.
Midway Pharmacy doesn't have the largest selection of perfume, and that's likely because they spend more time making sure you're healthy and less time making sure you smell pretty. At Midway Pharmacy, you're getting more than a pharmacy. You're getting a pharmacist who's committed to working with you on all things health-related. Experience what matters the most when you visit any county-wide location of Midway Pharmacy.
The end of summer is coming faster than we would like. That's why we're savoring every moment and every flavor at Summer Wine Down at Holiday World and Splash and Safari. Thanksgiving treats featuring coasters, festive foods, select wines, collectible cups, one giant celebration, August 4th through September 13th at Holiday World and Splash and Safari. Come for the thrills, stay for the flavors. Get your tickets at holidayworld.com.
Did you know there's money available to help you pay for trade school or college? Yep, and all you need to do is fill out the free application for federal student aid, also known as the FAFSA. Completing the FAFSA costs you nothing but time, and it can pay off big. And there are experts across Kentucky who can help. For more info, visit gearupky.org/money. That's gearupky.org/money. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
At Mickey's Towing and Garage, we've been rescuing drivers since 1977, and now we're thrilled to announce our new Caneyville location. Whether you're stuck in Grayson County or beyond, we've got you covered 24/7. If you've had an accident, request Mickey's. Our family-owned, licensed, and insured service offers competitive rates. Save our number, 270-246-2967. Because when you need a hero on the road, Mickey's Towing and Garage is just a call away. Reliability and trust now closer than ever.
Disclaimer. Cape and mask not included.
You've got an eye for style, so step up your home game with stunning floors from BG Hardwood Direct. Transform your space into a masterpiece with our premium hardwood, LVAP, tile, carpet, and engineered flooring. Our flooring experts are ready to guide you, ensuring your home becomes the talk of the town. And with free in-home estimates, you can start your flooring journey with confidence. Visit.
Ever dream of finding hidden treasures without breaking the bank? Kentucky's Bargain Bazaar is your go-to destination for everyday essentials and unique finds. Located at 941 Breidenberg Road, just before the fairgrounds, this discount store offers unbeatable prices on fashion, fun, and more. Join us for live sales every Saturday night at 6, open Monday through Friday 9 to 5, and Saturday 9 to 3. Discover your next great deal at Kentucky's Bargain Bazaar. Visit us on Facebook.
Perfect timing, pet lovers. Litchfield Veterinary Clinic is hosting a spay and neuter clinic with a 15% discount from August 25th through 29th. But wait, there's more! Purchase 6 or 12 flea and tick prevention kits for your furry friends during September, and you're entered to win a fabulous gift basket. See our Facebook page for the winner. Book your appointment now. Visit litchfieldvetclinic.com or find us on Facebook. Treat your pets to the care they deserve.
K105 weather from the Wave Storm Tracking Team is brought to you by Smith Overhead Door, SOHD.info.
We'll keep mid to upper level clouds around through the afternoon and into this evening with highs today in the 80s. While an isolated shower or thunderstorm is possible, that chance is a little bit more likely for those of you along and south of the parkways. Once we head into tonight, we'll see temperatures falling down into the 60s underneath partly cloudy skies. From the Wave News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
The 105 Days of Summer is powered by Litchfield Exterminating here on the Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105.
Did you know all of the sweaters Mr. Rogers wore on his show were knitted by his mother.
Huh. I didn't know that.
I like that.
But that's pretty cool.
Did you know that?
I did not know that. No, he didn't. You know, he had a few. He didn't have a bunch, but there were multiple ones in there. And he was go through and hang up his blazer and then put his sweater on and zip it up, and off he would go. So, yeah, I thought that was kind of neat. Here's today's water cooler question. If you or your household have not won in the last 30 days and you're 18 years of age or older, you qualify to win. You're going to text your answer to 270-259-6000. 270-259-6000. You want to do the Highland Fest today, or you want to do something else today?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do the Highland Fest.
The Highland Farms Music Fest coming up Labor Day weekend, the 29th and 30th in E-Town, and a laundry list. Marshall Tucker Band's in there, I think.
Yeah, Sam Hunt, Brantley Gilbert,
Lauren Elena.
Yes, Tyler Hubbard. There's a bunch.
So these are weekend passes.
Yes.
So what?
For Friday and Saturday night, it's 2-night passes.
It's pretty big. It's a pretty good deal right there.
It's a very it's a very good deal. It's a pair of 2 passes. So a Friday night pass and a Saturday night pass.
Two-day passes.
Two-day passes.
All right, very good.
And that's in Elizabethtown. So
in Elizabethtown,
right
it's
down
kinda
the road,
right there in town too.
Yep. We're gonna do the general admission.
Okay, very good. In the 90s, this was a 3-minute wait. Today, it's a 23-minute wait. In the 90s, this was a 3-minute wait. Now it's a 23-minute wait. Text the answer to 270-259-6000. 270-259-6000 is where you text your answer.
Okay.
Coldplay is vowing to keep doing their audience cam after their incident. You know, their kiss cam that they had that those two people got ensnarled in. He said, we've been doing this for a long time, and it's only recently that it became a He said, life throws you lemons, and you've got to make lemonade, so we are going to keep doing it because we are going to meet some of you, he said. So just be on notice if you're going to a Coldplay show. Sabrina Carpenter, we were just talking about dogs last segment. Sabrina Carpenter's dogs are now featured on Vogue's new Dogue issue. Vogue is doing an issue called Dogue, featuring dogs, and Sabrina Carpenter's dogs have made it to the cover.
I like
Riding
that.
a little like Barbie Jeep there. It looks kind of cool. Pierce Brosnan says that he'd play James Bond again in a heartbeat for an upcoming film. I think you've aged out, Pierce. A Home Improvement reunion is set for Shifting Gears Season 2. I watched so little on ABC, I had no idea that Tim Allen has another sitcom on TV, but he takes the Patricia Richardson, who played his wife on Home Improvement, Richard Karn, who played Al Borland, right? And Deborah Dunning will star alongside Tim Allen in Shifting Gears Season 2. Now, he had also gotten this trio involved in Last Man Standing. So they have gone, this ensemble will play 3 different sets of characters in 3 different productions, but all based upon the comedy of Tim Allen. He'd just gone from Home Improvement, and then he went to an outdoor store owner in Last Man Standing, and then now he's on a show called Shifting Gears, which is about cars.
Okay.
I don't know if they figure out if he works in his signature or not. I'm not sure. Kelly Clarkson is returning to The Voice, and her talk show is on track for a new season. So there's some of your entertainment headlines for the day. When we come back, we'll have the winner of the water cooler question. We'll have the point to ponder. I was curious about products. Which came before another? We'll talk about that in the point to ponder, and we'll have chart toppers and more coming up here on In the Know.
Freedom is a scary word for a lot of parents. The idea that their children have the freedom to make wrong choices worries them. The solution for many moms and dads is to try to control their children, to make them behave. You'll hear parents say things like, I can't just allow my children to disobey me or to flunk a class. I think as a parent, I've even said the last one. Well, here's the truth. As counterintuitive as it may seem, we don't give children freedom. They already have it. You see, your children can choose to disobey you, no matter how badly you don't want them to. You can't watch them 24 hours a day or control their every move. They can choose to pick the wrong friends or not to do their homework, or even to come home 2 hours late if they want to. They're free to make that choice. But that doesn't mean parents are helpless to influence their kids' choices. There's another side to freedom, the consequences. Children should learn that when they choose their behavior, they choose the consequences as well. Consequences are not only the best motivator for children to choose more positive behavior, sometimes they're the only motivator. Children won't always listen to common sense or reason, and they often think that life's rules apply to everyone but them. Letting them experience the consequences of their choices teaches them that they have the freedom to choose, but they need to choose wisely. To help our children thrive, visit FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly.
God is at work, and he's calling his people to rise in truth. Truth Rising is a powerful new documentary from Focus on the Family and the Colson Center. See how ordinary Christians choose courage in a culture that needs truth. Watch Truth Rising starting September 5th and find out how you can be a part of the change and become an agent of restoration. Sign up at truthrising.com. That's truthrising.com.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard joining MediShare can save families up to $500 a month, and obviously that's a big deal, but they like it too, especially being part of something that reflects their values instead of working against them. So yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. Find out more. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE.
Smith Overhead Door is redefining entryways in Litchfield, where every click of the remote promises reliability. It's not just about opening doors, it's about lasting assurance. We offer a service that inspects each part, making sure your door system thrives. With our service agreement, with inspections up to 4 times a year, we spot the signs of wear before they whisper a problem, saving you more than just peace of mind. Opt for a 2-year plan and the savings rise. Make sure you get out the door with Smith Overhead Door at sohd.info. We're not just opening doors, we're opening possibilities.
At Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield, Dr. Priyank Chauhan provides compassionate care for adults and seniors. Board certified in internal and geriatric medicine, he's dedicated to managing chronic conditions, preserving independence, and enhancing the quality of life. Proudly serving Grayson County because your health matters. Schedule today. Call Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield at 270-259-8888.
Did you know there's money available to help you pay for trade school or college? Yep, and all you need to do is fill out the free application for federal student aid, also known as the FAFSA. Completing the FAFSA costs you nothing but time, and it can pay off big. And there are experts across Kentucky who can help. For more info, visit gearupky.org/money. That's gearupky.org/money.
It's brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
MB's point to ponder for today. Which came first? Mickey Mouse or chocolate chip cookies?
Chocolate chip cookies.
I'll take Mickey just to be different.
Mickey Mouse debuted in 1928. Chocolate chip cookies were created in 1938. Chocolate chip cookies 10 years younger. Google or Chipotle? Google or Chipotle?
I'll say Chipotle. Wait, you're saying first, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll say Chipotle.
The first Chipotle opened in Denver in 1993. Google was founded in 1998. The NBA or the NFL?
NBA.
I think she's right because I guess the AFL was prior to that, and that was in like the late '60s, I think, right?
This says the NFL was founded in 1920. The NBA in 1949.
Oh, okay. Well,
Big Macs or Star Trek?
I don't know, but I'd like to have a Big Mac.
you can have mine.
going Big Mac.
I'll say Star Trek.
Star Trek aired in 66. Big Macs came out in 67, went nationwide in 68. So close. T-shirts or blue jeans?
Blue jeans.
T-shirts.
Yeah, T-shirts were issued to soldiers in the Spanish-American War in 1898.
You get all the prizes.
Blue
today,
jeans
Sam.
were 1871. Mario and Luigi or Transformers?
Transformers.
Oh, it's got to be Mario, right? I gotta go with my guys.
Well, he's won every one so far. So.
83 was when Mario and Luigi first appeared in the game Mario Brothers. Transformers came out in 84. So very close.
All right.
It's a me.
iPods or emoji?
So
Go
you're.
ahead, Sam.
Well, I just want to see what she guesses, so I can just say the opposite. I'll say the iPod.
Emojis were in 1998. The iPod, of course, was 2001.
There you go.
Goldfish crackers or Cadbury cream eggs?
Cadbury.
Goldfish.
Goldfish in 62, Cadbury in 63.
Mm.
So you got a couple there. You finished strong. Today's water cooler question was, in the 90s, this was about a 3-minute wait. Today, it's a 23-minute wait.
The DMV? I don't know.
I don't know.
Waiting for the movie to start at the theater.
Oh, that
Waiting
makes
for
sense.
the movie to start. It has gotten longer and longer,
It
and they've
takes
added in
forever.
commercials, and then you get
That makes
trailers.
a lot of sense.
You get all those. So that was the correct answer. Sam, did anyone come up with that?
Yeah, we had a couple of different ones, but it doesn't look like anyone got that one.
Nobody was able to land that one. Okay, very good. On TV tonight, America's Got Talent, the quarterfinals on NBC. Inside the Worlds of Epic Universe on NBC tonight. The season 10 premiere of Expedition X on Discovery. Bargain Block on HGTV. Ghost Adventures House Calls on Discovery Channel. The season 28 finale of American Pickers on the History Channel. And season 17 finale of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Today's highlight in history. This date in 1968, the Soviet Union and other Warsaw Pact nations invaded Czechoslovakia to crush the Prague Spring liberalization movement. Birthdays today, Don King is 94. Ron Paul, our senator's dad, is 90. Connie Chung is 79. Robert Plant is 77. Al Roker is 71. Billy Gardell is 56. Fred Durst is 55. Amy Adams is 51. Demi Lovato is 33. Gone but not forgotten, Benjamin Harrison in 1833. Jim Reeves in 1923. Isaac Hayes in 1942. Sam is going to love chart toppers today.
Boy.
1950. Bing and Gary Crosby, number one. This is parenthetically called the Happy Tune.
Here's a happy tune you'll love to croon. They call it Sam's song. It's catchy as can be.
It's your new theme song, Sam.
It's weird hearing Bing Crosby sing things that aren't like Christmas songs.
But isn't it cool that he's singing your name? Sam's song. They wrote it for you.
Mm-hmm.
But now if you do tell Google to pull that video up, it does think you're saying Sam's song. Elvis Presley, number one in 59 with a big hunk of love. He liked the word hunk so much he went on to use it in Burnin' Love. Let's go to 1968. Steppenwolf.
And whatever comes our way, yeah, darling, go make it happen. Take the world in a loving embrace. Fire all of your guns at once and explode into
I always like this song.
I like smoking lightning. Let's go to 1977, I think. The Commodores, number one with Easy.
Yeah. That's why I'm easy. I'm
and Bananarama.
Yeah, baby, she's got it. I'm your Venus, I'm your fire, your desire.
Who's better, the Go-Go's or Bananarama?
I don't know.
I'm going with the Go-Go's. They were a little more punk than Bananarama was. Shaggy #1, Boombastic in 95. Okay, Shaggy. Shaggy was around for a couple of hits, right? And then I don't know where he went from there. Lee, JoJo, #1 in 2004.
I don't remember this.
You do?
No.
You don't. Really? Huh.
Yeah, oh, JoJo. She lasted.
So 2004?
Shaggy,
Interesting.
2004. 21 years ago. And then in 2013,
I know this
and
one.
Pharrell Williams with Blurred Lines. It's been a dozen years ago already. And then 3 years ago today, Lizzo was #1 with About Darn Tootin' Time.
You bop your head to that one for sure.
All right, MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today says, there's no I in team, but there is in win. There's no I in team, but there is in win. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you, and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know, and I'll introduce you. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
The Twin Lakes Best Mix is WKHG Litchfield. The Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105.